Hi there and welcome back, my friends, to Torment, Tides of Numenera. We're here in the ship. Well, the supposed ship, and we can have our tour, but the thing about the tour is I've tried it out. The tour is basically made so just for one purpose, so that you can steal the Cortex for Dracogen. But we don't want to do that, so let's see if we can somehow not do that. And still take the tour, because I'd really like to show the tour, so let's try. But do you have time to give me that tour you offered yet? Yes, he says, smiling widely. My thanks for patience and apologies for delay. Follow me, says Pilot Major Genius. Because then you see, we have a crisis initiated. You have already seen the elevator room. You will now see the observation deck, where we watch for the coming ship. We study the path of the stars. Follow, please. Keep him occupied with a tour. First, see this, the paths between stars. The journeys that took us to this place, and please ask questions if you have questions. Yes, we should do that. Tiberius says quietly beneath his hand. The longer we keep him talking, the more time we have to find the Cortex. I mean, it could be interesting to talk to the Cortex anyways, so not take him. We know that the Cortex is over there, so... Who will go over there? Not Tiberius. Tiberius will ask a question. Any questions have you before we continue? Do you have names for any of these stars? Some yes, he shrugged, others no, much has been lost. Gestures you along, urging you to follow him. Okay, that was not a good option. We'll go back here. We have who could ask something. We'll try that. Any questions have you before we continue? So studying this display could help your people find their way home. He blinks rapidly, surprised by your question. Some of us believe this. They come here when they have no work to stare at the changing paths, to draw their own maps and dream. Yes, dream. Pauses, gathering his thoughts. Let's ask him again. Moment, please. If you talk now, I will forget my thinking. Alright, let's end the turn then. Stares into the changing stars. His eyes are filled with their light. I believe that the paths between the stars are too many. That we must wait for the ship. He sighs deeply. We must move along now. Alright. Ask him. Apologies, I do not have much time. Keep moving if you want to see everything. Yeah, what is that, for example?
Fair enough.
I'm going.
Open this door. The ancient door is locked tight. The control panel beside it flickers with a sizzling sound. Use the control panel to open the door. And it does work. Oh, critical success! We get the points back. You tap the symbols at random, noticing that the light behind them goes out when you hit certain buttons in sequence. Clicks and mechanical snaps sound within the door as you work, glancing back occasionally to be sure you haven't been discovered. With no warning, the door opens with a sizzling pop. The panel goes utterly dark, and you smell burning wires. You won't be closing this door again, it seems. Alright, where's Genius? Ask him again? No? And let's continue our path.
Of course.
Come with me, please. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, we'll follow you, of course.
I'm going.
Let's go interact with this thing. Sphere turns slowly, almost thoughtfully. The glow of the control console pulses with it, warming the palms of your hands. We'll use the control console. You touch the console and the warmth spreads up your arms and into your mind. At the moment of contact, a female voice speaks, and with a brief stutter, it continues in the truth. What do you like to do? You glance around, seeking the source of the voice, before you realize that it is speaking only in your head and to you alone. Ask the Cortex about itself. I am a navigational Cortex. I was manufactured 3059 cycles ago by the Devabil Combine, with 2153 cycles remaining. I was brought here through a localized dimensional vortex, which has since collapsed. I'm powered by a quantum-tunneled interstitial hovering matrix, the glowing orb you see before you. I interact with both users and appropriate receptacles to provide observed and recorded historical information, starfield tracking and navigation, observation, and essential starport maintenance. I maintain information regarding exactly 1,097,544 star systems, with detailed information on routes between them, including known transdimensional passages. For every world in each of these star systems, I hold detailed images of their night skies and projected daytime star fields. Additionally, I maintain detailed personal information for this station, dating back many centuries. Oh, nice. Nice, really. The personal history, that's interesting. Thousands of records, perhaps tens of thousands, scroll past your eyes, appended with arcane time, keeping name changes, dates of birth and death, all the personnel who have ever lived, traveled or otherwise passed through the Anchorage, no matter how brief their stay. The sheer amount of information is overwhelming. Sensing your bewilderment, a smooth voice says certain historical trends can be deduced through analysis of this data, but this does not seem to be your focus. Popular interactions include brief historical overviews of the station, important recent events, and location searches on missing crew members. Yeah, a whole historical overview would be nice. My records extend over 10,000 of your years, inherited from my predecessor in this position. In all this time, the people now calling themselves the Lascars have crewed this station, and pre-existing records suggest that they were here in a more formal military servile capacity before the shipping lanes began to close. The original crew of the station has repopulated the station, and their descendants have grown in number. A number of conflicts have arisen over the years, in particular the Five-Cycle Mutiny, the airlock debacle, and the Castaway Action. Each of these helped define the current power and familiar structure of the existing population. The current structure of the population is strongly based on and influenced by the naval hierarchy of their forebears. They await the coming of another ship to close the station properly and bring them home. The recent occurrences? Approximately 15 years ago, as you measure time, a transdimensional pathway opened to the station. This was the first contact with other sentient life the inhabitants of this station have had in generations. Trade was established. That portal closed recently, but it has been replaced with a pathway through which you entered. Oh, we freed them again. Further information? Oh, it's the same. Okay. Review the records for missing personnel. Single Lascar remains unaccounted for. Jemadar Achille passed through the transdimensional gateway approximately. The voice pauses as if calculating 15 years of your time ago. She has not returned. If any information on additional personnel not covered by this census, please report immediately to the captain. What about that Jemadar Achille? Jemadar Achille traveled through the transdimensional portal that opened 15 years ago. Her mission was to explore and establish potential embassy and trade. She was also to seek other routes whereby the inhabitants of these stations might find passage to their homeworld. Her last transmission contained a report for investigation of a community known as the Bloom, which apparently existed inside a living creature. She was 28 years of age when she departed. She left behind 2 sisters, a brother, and a father. Do we have more? Okay, so she was in the Bloom somewhere. Jemadar Achille. Maybe that's the spec. I'll review something else. What about the helmet we found in the Bloom? This helm belongs to the Jemadar Achille. Oh, that too. She has been missing for 15 years by the reckoning of your world. It contains a visual record she marked as being of importance. She suggested these images be analyzed. I will do so on your command. Yeah, please do that. Processing. 1 moment. Biological matter has entered some of the helmet's contacts. I will be unable to analyze this object unless the cortex removal process has progressed to the 3rd stage. This will allow me to open the cortex housing and perform a focused scan analysis of the helmet. Okay, so we will have to begin that to analyze the helmet. But first we want to know more. What's the exact location of the anchorage? Smooth Voice says the exact coordinates of this station are 12.93, 476.947, 18H, 57Z. These numbers also helpfully appear in the pale blue light of the control console. We suspect that if you had the proper education and context to understand these numbers, you might have a better picture of your location. As it is, they mean nothing to you. How long have the Lascars been waiting for the ship? Accessing records. Calculating. The Lascars have been waiting for the vessel to take them home for approximately 10,091 of your years. Oh my goodness. Request information on the home planet of the Lascars. A bluish globe, seen from a great distance, around which many smaller orbs rotate, appears before your eyes, as if it were floating in front of you. The home of the Lascars is called Ishtrino. Okay, and more? Is there more? No. Then we'll begin the removal process to analyze the helmet. Of course, as I note that you are a first-time user, Stage 1 requires you to assemble a pass symbol on the screen before you and pull the lever on the side of the console. A jumble of small jagged symbols tumble across the screen as if tossed there by a careless hand. Yeah. We'll assemble the pass symbol. Can we do that? No. We'll complain that the process is too complicated. Removal of the cortex is a significant action, with potentially hazardous consequences for the anchorage, the voice says pleasantly. As such, the designers of my mind decided the removal procedure should be undertaken by a user capable of rational thought under pressure. The voice pauses. To put it more simply, you must complete a series of tests in order to gain access to the cortex. I apologize for any inconvenience this may cause you. As we cannot do anything like that, we need to step away from the sphere and wait for a round. And we'll follow Pilot Major Genies along. Calistig do something? Okay. He's moving. That's all right. Now see this, a map of another kind, a living painting of the cortex's thoughts. get there. I will explain what I can if you have questions. Are you sure this is... Oh, okay. Give me one more moment, please. I have to do something. So let's interact then. We'll begin the removal process. We'll assemble the pass symbol. My goodness. Let's try. Hey, we did it! Working swiftly, you compose the small jagged shapes into a larger, unfamiliar symbol with a series of satisfying clicks. A clunk sounds in lever's housing and you pull it down. An excellent solution, the voice says warmly. Well done. Hum beneath the voice changes subtly. Stage 1 of the removal process has been completed. Your actions must now be verified from the control pit. Please wait. Okay. Let's wait, eh? Oom's turn. Can Oom ask something? Okay. And Kallistig. Can also not ask anything. Oh, he's running so quickly.
Why not?
He's running so quickly we can't do anything. Let's try this again.
All right.
Continue the removal process. Once your actions in stage 1 have been verified, we will proceed to stage 2. Yeah, request the information. The stage requires either a high degree of visual retention or the ability to identify the smaller parts of a greater whole. Namely, you will need to identify 6 parts of the shape you assembled in stage 1 from a number of incorrect symbols. A thread of static whips through the voice in your head. Selecting 4 incorrect symbols or allowing the given time to elapse will reset the stage. Good luck, user.
All right.
Can we continue? More information? Yeah. We'll step away again. End the turn. Oom can do something. Let's move. Move as quickly as you can, Oom. Ah, little Oom. Kallistig. Run!
As you wish.
You must ask him questions. Oh, Genius. Still running. Now see, he trails off and chuckles. You know this door, of course. You came to us from it. Yes! Oh my god, can you stop, please?
Fair enough.
Can we ask him a question now? Yes. Oh, are there any questions of the door to your home? Have you ever been to the Blue? He makes an unfamiliar gesture in the air, a sort of snatching movement, as if he has touched something hot. No one never will. I belong here. I'm needed here. He gestures you along, urging you to follow him.
I'm ready.
Now, let's identify 6 symbols from the previous stage. Yeah, I mean... Confirm the first unlock command on the main control panel on the observation deck. Ah, that's what we need to do. Okay, okay. Can Oom do this? Let's try. And Cullis Teague. Genius! Don't be so quick! Tybia. Run! Alright, we need to wait. And can maybe interact? Let's see. Study the Laskar's movements to get a better sense of when he's not paying attention to the controls. Yeah. Serve him for a handful of broken moments. He divides his attention between his repairs and the buttons for his immediate right and left. There's something else about his movements, something potentially useful, but you can't quite catch what it is.
It is done.
Press the stage 1 button while the Lasker is not moving, not looking. Come on, you can do it. Wait until the Lasker is preoccupied and swiftly tap the button. He looks over at the sound at your innocent face and then the now dark screen. And button, he frowns. See this now, a door once used by the most exalted travelers. He shakes his head smiling. Now often broken and room beyond is for storage. Pats the door as if apologizing to it. Let's talk, let's talk. Ship comes. Would they come through this door? He opens his mouth, shuts it, gives the door a long, worried look. Wrong. The wrong question.
Let's go.
Continue the process. Stage 2, initialize. Please identify the core locking components on the previous stage. Once you have done so, the casing over the error unable to translate title of switch will open. Flip the switch to complete the stage. Identify the correct symbols from the previous stage. Here we go. A flood of symbols streams across the console's tiny screen. At first, none of them look in any way familiar. As you watch, you recognize a few. They disappear beneath your tapping fingertips with sweet piping pings. Fluttering sounds, something like an insect's wings rises from the console. The casing pops open, you flick the switch. Stage 2 complete, the voice says with real pleasure. Well done! The actions in Stage 2 have been sent to the observation deck to be verified. Please wait. Oh goodness! End the turn. Oom's turn. We must try. It turns in your direction casually, eyebrows raised, and all you can do is wait, smiling. Oh good, we cannot fail. And let's do this, and let's try with Callistique again. Retry cost. Try again. All we can do is wait. Blood Major Genius gazes up at the seldom used door, the grime gathering along the top rim of the track. You're right, he says at last. I see this door as a symbol. How the Anchorage changed over our lifetimes. Perhaps I forgot the importance of its function. I will see its repair. He nods thankfully at you and motions to follow him. And now we need Tybia down here. Come on, Tybia. Can you move here some way? We can only wait. Can try again. Yes. Alaska glances up, eyes leaving the monitor, swift and silent as air. Lean over and press the button. Scott looks back down at the click, frowning at in touch. He says sternly, you do not respond, and after a moment returns to his work, eyeing you more often now. Woo! Calistique's done here. Cannot press any buttons anymore.
It is done.
So let's move her along here. Still interested in the tour? If no, I must return to my work. Oh yes, we are of course.
Of course.
Continue the process. Stage 3 initialize. Simply arrange the previously selected symbols into a critical error. Existing syntax is inadequate. The voices, high pleading tones. Instructions are flawed. User may be unable to complete context removal procedure. Maintenance is requested. Repeat. Maintenance is requested. After a long pause, the voice resumes utterly calm. Once this is complete, manually pull the locking cylinder from its housing, rotate it, and insert it back into the console. Try to figure out what you're supposed to do. Got that we're in Nano, eh? Bereft of any useful instructions, you study the sigils rotating on the screen. All of them are moving except the one in the upper left corner. The original shape assembled in stage 1. On a whim, you arrange the remaining sigils into a frame surrounding that shape. Excellent work, the voice says. I've never seen it done faster. Oh, and I need a little pause right now. So, thank you for watching, and happy gaming to you. We'll see each other in the next episode, and we'll try to analyze the helmet with this thing. Have a great time until then, and happy gaming. This is Immanuel signing out. See you soon, my friends.